going to start over again. So my name is Lauren Fitzgerald. I am a medical doctor, a fitness instructor, an entrepreneur, a Beachbody coach, and a lover of life. And what I said, because none of you guys could hear me, I'm pretty sure there's a glitch in this microphone. I'm going to have to send it back to Amazon. What I said was, I bet a lot of you guys are wondering why I'm talking about bullying. And bullying is something that a lot of you will probably relate with. A lot of you might be surprised that I have too been bullied. And this is a topic that could provoke a lot of emotion from you watchers, and I might get emotional as well. So what made this topic come to fruition? Well, as I was talking that you guys couldn't hear, one of the benefits of being in the position that I'm in and having the platform I have is that I get to basically hear everyone's story. People write me their stories and tell me their journey all of the time, and it's a privilege. I don't take it for granted. I love that. It's one of my favorite things. And so Karen Horn is one of the people that shared her story with me. Now, quick story. Karen is someone who, I don't know how long she's followed me, but she, I believe it was on live broadcast, she would leave comments. And you guys know, since I'm a medical doctor, I talk about, a bunch of different medical conditions like autoimmune disorders. And she was in the process of being worked up for MS, which is multiple sclerosis, which is one of the many potentially debilitating autoimmune disorders that can be found in the human body. Now, I believe I reached out to her first because I went and looked back at the messages, and where your face, Aaron, where your face? I don't know what that means, Aaron. But I reached out to her basically saying, look, I'm a huge believer that you can make better, if not make go away completely, your symptoms that are leading to you seeing a doctor about MS. And Aaron, you can't see me? Can everyone else see me? Hopefully. Tell me if Aaron's the only one, because if Aaron's the only one, then we know Aaron has the problem. So I go back and I look, and so I've been messaging Karen for over a month now. She actually just became a coach with us on Team Club FITz and Beachbody. Okay, thanks, Samantha. I appreciate it. You can see me. But she told me her story. Now, one of the things that you guys don't get to hear is all of the background stuff. A lot of people who have had any kind of surgery that helps them lose weight oftentimes feel a sense of guilt, like, well, I didn't do it the right way. Now, first of all, I'm here to tell you, Club FITz, we're a judge-free zone. And if that is where you've been, I'm not judging you. There are so many friends, fans, followers that have had that surgery who have shared this with me in private. And one of them is someone very close to me. And she said, I wish that I would have had someone like you come in my life before I had surgery, because what I didn't realize is that the changes that I would have to make after surgery would lead me to this point regardless. And so whether I'm talking about gastric bypass, gastric sleeve, any of the surgeries that people that fight morbid obesity go to, these are surgeries that they have huge risk, guys. And ultimately, if you, the patient, don't learn how to make these lifestyle changes, you will go back oftentimes to the very place that you started. But you took all these risks, you spent all this money on surgery, on fees, on who knows what kind of complications you might have had. Just so you know, I'm trying to watch because the meeting is boring. That's okay, John. I'm sure you'll watch it replay because you're going to be talked about. So I want to start off by sharing her email with you guys. So Karen messaged me today and she wrote, "Okay, Miss Lady, I just uploaded my old before and after pictures. The before pic is right before surgery, and I had started losing weight because I had an amazing surgery who told me to start losing weight and show me you're serious," which is really good. The obesity center that I worked in during med school did the same thing, which I think is really important. Okay, back to the story. So let's see. I lost 25 pounds before surgery and went to surgery at 275 pounds. I have been down to my lowest weight at 135, then went up to 150, 160, got back down to 145, 150, and have fluxed between 145, 150 the last year. When I started the Whole30 in Shakeology, I was 149. Now I'm 140. However, I told you the last 4 years, I haven't internally felt good. I feel great now with the occasional tummy issues. I did have gastric bypass. I'm a little different and the IBS is healing slowly. But anyway, I will get my hubby or my youngest to take a pic of me now. So the picture that I posted was Karen, April 2015. So she's gotten in even better shape now. Let's see. Now my Zumba crew calls me Beast. I love that. She teaches Zumba. But this was last year. You have to understand, I have been overweight my whole life. Over 200, 250 pounds at one point. After my third child, I was 325 pounds. Bad postpartum depression. I would lose 100, 120 pounds and then put back on 80. Always exercised, always walked. I've never been lazy. My lowest weight as an adult was when I went to Curves, dropped to 188. I died. I gained it back. It was a couple years after. I considered bad family history. Grandmother had a stroke at 42, high blood pressure, cholesterol from my mom and her whole family. I decided not me. Yes. Plus, my youngest, a girl, I have 3 sons, but my girl, she needs a fit mom to keep up with her dance and cheer and gymnastics, to be there for her wedding day. So anyway, that's why I chose surgery. In 40 years, nothing had been successful. I am very self-motivated and I made a commitment to never gain it back. I'm a rare case with the surgery and my surgeon and staff love me. I started walking in Zumba not long after, and Becky moved to the Virginia Beach and started at our local rec center, and the rest is history. Recently, I added Tabata classes, and then I'm gonna fast forward. I don't know if you, okay, this is the part that's really important. I don't know if you saw my Facebook post the other day about the guy I went to school with apologizing for bullying me through school. Yeah, that was my life. I was a fat kid. Elementary, junior high, high school were not fun. How many of you can relate with this? I was teased and made fun of for being fat. I couldn't walk down the halls of school. I was in band, and that guy was too, so we were stuck together. After school for hours, traveling, summer band camps, and he seriously gave me a heartfelt apology the other day. I cried myself to sleep and then woke up crying. It was hard to process. 26 years later, after all the pain of high school, leaving it behind, then it's all back. And now I'm thin and healthy and happy. Happily married for almost 24 years to someone who has loved me at 220 pounds, at 325 pounds, and at 140 pounds, John. And to all have brought it back up. Girl, whew. Okay, sorry. I've rambled way too long. That's my story. I'll send you a pic later. So, how many of you guys can relate to that? I can relate to the bullying. I was never over 200 pounds, over 300 pounds, but there was a moment in high school that I did struggle with my weight. And it was my parents are still married, but my parents were going through a rough bout. And I think that ultimately that instability was probably one of the main reasons that led to me gaining weight that I shouldn't have. I mean, I was a dancer, I was a cheerleader, like, I was, you know, like my freshman year, I was voted most beautiful in my whole school. Like, to most people, they would look at me and be like, she's never been bullied. She doesn't know what. Bullcrap. In fact, I brought some old pictures. This is me graduating high school. You guys, I graduated high school early. And part of that was I just was unhappy. And so look, I'm not sure if you can see. Look, I was pudgy. My face was all bleh. Yeah. So here's the deal. I don't know. I'm sure it was just one person, but I think it was. And I've actually not told too many people this. Like my childhood best friend Alyssa, I don't think even knows this. Kelsey knows this because I hadn't thought about it in a while, and something brought it up. Okay, long story short, I'm rambling. I believe it was my junior year. It might have been the end of my sophomore year, but someone, and I'll never know who it is unless they, you know, see the live broadcast and confess and be like, so sorry, Lauren, that was me. But someone, and it could have been more than one person, put my name and my address on all of these things that basically were like for people that wanted to lose weight because they were overweight. And so I would get mail basically saying that you're fat and you need this product. And I don't remember the specifics. I just know that it was definitely not by chance. And I want to say I actually had someone write a letter like saying, hey, Lauren, thought you needed this. I don't remember it because that was so long ago. And I probably blocked it out. But you guys, that was not easy. And on the cheerleading squad, like, I remember always feeling like, cause you know, I've got some muscle on me and my legs are muscular. And I just remember feeling like, okay, I'm definitely not, I'm the thickest on the squad. Was that true or not? I don't know. But even the most apparently secure people have their insecurities, especially at that age. And bullying sucks. I know that feeling when I would get those pieces of mail and they would come like once a week, it would just crush me. And so I can't even imagine someone like Karen who literally when she walked down the halls would get bullied. And as a dancer, I'm sure you were told, like me, you'll never be a dancer because you aren't built like a dancer. Oh, Aaron, I so was. In fact, our dance company, there was one point that we were required to weigh in, which I totally disagree with. I mean, you're just asking to give these young females eating disorders by doing that, right? And here's the deal. Dance, for me, if you're a mom that has young girls, I think the positives versus the negatives, positives definitely outweigh, because I feel like ultimately so much of my self-love and self-worth do come from what I learned in dance. My parents have the biggest say, and they're the ones I have to thank the most for sure. But at the end of the day, you know, you can be the best parent and give your kids that security and I love you no matter what weight you are, yet you can't control other asshole kids. And the reality is that those asshole kids are usually ones that have asshole parents. Sorry if you've got kids around, but there's just no other way to say it. Because bottom line, you don't know what other people are going through. You don't know what has been done to them in their life that got them to this stage. And this is all I know about Karen. So I don't know if something happened to her as a kid. Maybe she just grew up in a family where obesity was just the norm because everyone had bad habits. I don't know, but that's my point. You don't know unless you've walked in the shoes of someone else. don't be so quick to judge. And you guys, if you haven't heard my story of when I was in med school, when I was on psychiatric rotation, we were learning how to do group interviews with psych patients. And this woman, hey Karen, you'll have to watch the replay. You're a little bit late, but welcome. That's Karen who just got on board. When I was in med school on psychiatry, there was this chick who walked in. It was our first interview, and as soon as she walked in, I immediately started judging her. She was well over 300 pounds. She was holding a stuffed Eeyore animal, but she was an adult. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh. And then she proceeded to tell her story. And her story was pretty jacked up. From the age of 3, she had been sexually abused by multiple family members, not just one creepy uncle, multiple. No wonder she is the way she is. I mean, really. And that's the point. You don't know what gets a person to the state that you see them at. You can't judge. And at the end of the day, we should all treat people the way we want to be treated. And yes, it is human nature to judge, but I challenge you to go against. Sorry, text message. I challenge you to go against that human nature and think outside of the box and think with love when you interact with anyone and everyone. You never know when a person is at a point that they're at the end of their wits end, and they just need someone to act in a loving manner to them. And you know, you guys, there are so many different stereotypes that are bullied. Is it fair for me to say that people that struggle with their weight have it the worst? I don't think it's fair, because I haven't been in the shoes of all of the different kinds of people that have been bullied. Because you guys, I mean, race is another topic that, whether you want to accept it or not, it's a reality. Even though we're in 2000. Y'all, why doesn't everyone see that I'm doing a live broadcast? Just kidding. But the reality is, I've walked in the shoes of being bullied for my weight for a short amount of time. And it's nothing compared to what Karen has gone through, or what a lot of you, because I'm reading some of the comments, and I know some of you guys personally, like, have been in my house, and I know you've been bullied. And I'm not saying that I can relate with that. My pieces of mail from someone who signed me up for weight loss crap and wrote me a note, I know that those things hurt me, and those were just small. Those of you that dealt with it every single day, I can't imagine. And the fact that you guys, it's not me this time. Leah, I know, for real. Thank you for not texting me. But I know that the fact that so many of you are on here, that you were raised with bullying, and yet you're still at the point that you're at, dude, that just says that you are such a strong person and such an amazing character. And, if you are someone who is a person that is thinking about gastric bypass or gastric sleeve or some sort of surgery to help you lose weight, I'm here to tell you, is it the right answer? I don't know. I know that I've been told that I wish that you would have been in my life before surgery, because I had to learn these lifestyle changes anyway. Sometimes a surgery is necessary, guys. But like any surgery, whether it's weight loss surgery or getting your ACL done or your appendix out or whatever, everything has risk. And the more medical problems that you have, the higher the risks are. And so for me, when I had surgery exactly 12 weeks ago, thank you very much, woo I was a 35-year-old healthy female, so minimal risk for me, but there were still risks, for sure. If I would have been a 35-year-old that was facing morbid obesity, diabetes, hypertension, autoimmune disorders, all of the other stuff, the risk would have been a lot higher. You guys, the risk of DVT after an ACL repair is pretty high. A DVT is a deep vein thrombosis, a blood clot that basically starts in your calf from being sedentary because you don't walk around a lot. And so the venous blood that's usually pumped back to your heart by walking around and doing normal activities of life every day, it doesn't happen because you're sitting recovering. So that venous blood sits, gets static and forms a clot. And then all of a sudden you stand up and that clot gets pushed up in the venous circulation and goes to your heart and causes a blood clot that goes to the lung. Y'all, it's called a PE, a pulmonary embolism. People die from this. And it's very common after ACL surgery. So the fact that you are possibly considering weight loss surgery already puts you at higher risk for complications. DVT risk and pulmonary embolism risk after weight loss surgery is huge. I can think of 3, maybe 4 patients actually die from it. Not even kidding, okay? It's something to take seriously. But you guys, I'm seeing as you guys get on, there's so many of you who have lost weight and kept it off by learning lifestyle changes. So that's my message. It's kind of all over the place, but the bullying is something that I think a lot of us can relate with. And this girl right here, I graduated high school early. You can't see the extra fluffiness when I graduated high school, but you can maybe see it in the face. I had been a victim of it, and I can't imagine those of you who went through it every single day since school started. And the fact that, Karen, you are in the state that you're in, you're pretty amazing. Just like your husband said, yes, Karen is amazing, very patient and understanding. She has to be, look who she married. Well, I don't know you, John, but to be married to any man, you got to be patient. I'm just saying. So anyway, much love. That's all I got to say today. Hope you guys are having an awesome Tuesday. And Karen, thank you so much for allowing me to share this story with the world. It's all about inspiration, and I have no doubt that you inspire people daily in your actual life, online. I know you inspire people, and I can't wait to see how you inspire people as a Beachbody coach on Team Club FITz. So I'm honored to have you as one of my coaches, and that's all I gotta say. So much love. I'm out. Bye.
With the booming system.